Location.
And it's streaming. Right as you said that.
Flap, flap.
Okay, so I guess it's up to me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the May live event. It's a little quiet, and that's honestly okay. I think we're all tired. This is Crystal. With me here is Flap Flap.
Flap, flap.
That sums up pretty much how we have been since the last live event. Ansel continues to get busier and busier, and I get busier and busier. So it's been good. It's been good. Flap Flap, would you like to say anything, or are you flap flapping?
I would like to talk about a few things.
Oh, that's scary.
First, you should tell everybody that you have a chapter coming out, if it is not already out.
It's already out.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. So, another chapter of Crystal's Hopes has been released. I've got 7 chapters remaining, and that's a legit 7. As I know one of you, I'm looking directly at your name and you know who you are, is bound to point out, is that Crystal 7 a real 7? It's a real 7. It's a real 7 chapters remain until the end of Hopes. I've already gotten started on the next one, which is, it's gonna be a little bit of a rough chapter, so, good luck, guys.
Oh no.
Ansel's gonna be helping me with it, I just don't think he knows that yet.
Oh no.
So that's that. I got a lot of outlining and really rough draft writing done for Vale. I've got a direction on that on a part that I was kind of stuck on, so that's continuing forward. And I am done giving you guys ETAs because I have missed every single one of them that I have given. There you have it. I'm sorry, but I'm not really sorry. I'm tired is what I am.
Hangry.
I'm not hangry. I'm pretty good. Ansel, or I'm sorry, Flap Flap as well has been doing some writing.
Yes, I have actually made pretty decent progress on Sunny's Days Part 2, which currently does not have a name, but I made more progress than I thought I would. I'm very happy about that. So, no any kind of ETA or anything for it, but at least I'm going in the right direction.
Some of the passages that he has read to me or kind of summed up to me have actually made me laugh aloud, which that sounded meaner than I meant it, but I just mean it's good. It's good.
Yay!
Yay! No, I realized as I was saying that sounded like you normally don't actually make me laugh, but that's okay. You know I love you, boo.
Divorce.
Okay,
Yes.
well that's it, guys. Goodbye.
No, so I am actually working through. It's going pretty decent. I'm enjoying it, and I'm kind of doing it at my own pace. But when I am doing it, I'm really rather enjoying it. So finding the love, finding the joy in it is positive. In addition to that, we have some other news. I don't know if we covered this on our last one, but we may have. Our panel was indeed and in fact approved for BronyCon. So for those that will be attending, we highly encourage you to attend our panel, although we do not have a date and time for it as of yet, to my knowledge. Is that right?
That is correct. As far as to my date and knowledge and date, no date. We will also be taking next weekend. Is next weekend our sabbatical?
Yes. To next weekend is in fact a writing and couples sabbatical for Labor Day week, Memorial Day weekend. We're actually gonna head on up to the mountains where there will be minimal distraction and do some writing over a 3-day weekend, and then we're gonna take a longer writing period for the 4th of July. It'll be about 6 days. So we're gonna try to focus on that.
Yep, turn off, delete Discord from the laptop, delete it from my phone, cease to exist for a bit, and just focus on writing, and also on being a couple.
Yep. And I'll be doing the same thing. So we won't be reachable, but we'll get a lot done. And that also includes a lot of editing for secrets, because I've been really pleased with the work for that. And I think that'll be a good turnout when we're done. And then I think the writing that we have been doing lately may not be as fast, but I think the quality's up there.
I hope so. I was pretty nervous about this chapter of Hopes the chapter of hopes that I posted because I haven't written a canon character in a significant role in a long time. It felt really weird. It honestly felt super weird. It felt like thievery and slight mockery. Flap Flap has given me nothing here.
Flap, flap.
So anyway, what else did we have? We have the BronyCon panel. I don't know if anyone, well, there's only a few of you. I don't know if the couple of you were around when we did the voting for that or the polling for that, but it is basically an AU panel of crafting your own AU. I think it's your own hooves, crafting your alternate universe.
Indeed.
So that should be fun.
I think so. I think it'll be pretty good. That's just my opinion, but my opinion means something.
Other than that, as of late, we have been trying to de-stress from our extremely busy jobs by killing things in Divinity 2. I am a giant lizard named Slither.
I'm a human.
He's always a human.
Not always, just usually.
Just usually always a human. I went with giant lizard because I'm like 3 times the size of everyone else. I have a giant axe and or hammer depending on the whatever's better, and I smash faces. And I gain health from blood. I'm a bloodthirsty lizard. So I'm pretty happy with that. We're working our way through that. It is a great stress relief from Ansel, whose company keeps getting bigger and bigger and putting more and more work on his plate, and me, who get a lot of AWS work that I get to now do.
Indeed. All right, so that also takes us to...
I think this is going to be the shortest live event in the history of live events.
Well, we didn't give a lot of notice, and it's at a weird time, so yeah. These things happen. Folks will just have to understand this month. Other than that, you want to talk about the new webpage at all?
Unfortunately, I mean, it's kind of a sad topic because I haven't done anything with it since I moved it over, so the site's basically dead, considering it's got almost nothing on it. So yay! It's cheaper now, though, for us.
A lot cheaper. We need to actually make sure we cancel the other one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you want to go to questions?
Okay, let's do that. Let me remember where that is. Okay. So, previously for the past couple months after we closed the server, we were doing through the forum threads on FimFiction. That did not seem to jive with people, so we have moved back to the live event questions channel because I want to have that open prior to live events. That means people who are not patrons or peepers will have access to it, and so I put a warning on it that if you post something that is not a question for the live event, it will be smooshed by red velvet stacking blocks, which prompted our first question: what is a stacking block, or red velvet specifically? So this may differ from people to people, and I don't know what other people call them, but the stacking blocks are the little like ABC colored blocks that kids will stack, and then sometimes they spell little words, but mostly it's just so those are stacking blocks. Red loves his, if anyone read the Red story, the little short one, it has a slight like love-hate relationship with the stacking blocks, or rather his legs appear to have a love-hate relationship with them, knocking them over when he does not want them to.
Yes, and officially what she's talking about alphabet blocks.
I thought they were stacking blocks, okay? I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah, that's fine. They are stackable, but they are alphabet blocks.
Well, there you go. So that is what a stacking block is.
The other question was, what is a red velvet?
No, what's a stacking block or red velvets specifically? Well, he had the blue ones. He had blue and red. I don't know, he was very particular about the color of them. You know what? We got time. I'm going to go look it up. Let's go on a journey for anyone who watches the actual YouTube stream. I believe that was in noon after he was having the tantrum. Let's see if I was right. No, because he went to sleep. I was wrong. I don't know my own story. My stacking blocks. See, I called them stacking blocks in this story. Blue, green, and red blocks go on the bottom, then a row of yellow, then a row of blue. Today, I think another row of blue is in order, a subtle hint to Mama Snuggles that I am onto her mischief-making, and it shan't be tolerated a day longer. See, stacking blocks are very important.
Indeed they are.
Next question is, what is the most impressive thing Mango has chewed/bitten through? Let's go with the most impressive. I'm trying to think, what is the most impressive thing that she has chewed or bitten through? I mean, she tore some of the, what's the opposite of crown molding? Floorboards? Is that what those are?
Yes.
Yes, she tore some of the floorboards out the back of the guest room, bathroom, closet. Just kind of, she was playing in the closet a little bit unsupervised because it was funny, because we shut the door. We heard a giggle, giggle, tear. And that is when we realized that she had done some little destruction. So that was just kind of impressive that she made. I think the impressive part was the speed at which she did it. I mean, it was close the door, giggle, tear. It was a very sudden and violent reaction. So that made it a little impressive.
Yeah. I think that sums it up very.
The most horrifying? The most horrifying thing that she has chewed or bitten through. I mean, my hand? Does that count as horrifying? I have at least like 3 scars on my hand alone. So I'm gonna go with me. I'm the most horrifying thing that she has bitten through. And to add on to that, what's the most costly thing she has chewed through?
Well, floorboards are expensive, but let's see. She chewed our yoga blocks. She has chewed a cell phone case. What else has she done?
Thankfully, she mostly keeps her chewing. Well, she's chewed blinds. Blinds are expensive. She's chewed on the inside of a door frame and the tops of door frames when she lands on them. She's destroyed mail. Mail that has been left on the counter has gotten the beak. At our townhouse where we previously lived, it had a wooden little rail banister above the kitchen countertop that she took quite a hunk out of. And I guess that would be the most costly because we replaced that, and it was not cheap. Ansel, will there be a follow-up series based on or around Silent Night or his kids or great-great-great-great-grandkids?
In the near term, no. We do have knowledge of some things that do occur with the children. There is no Mighty arc. So basically, there's no second trilogy story yet. There may be in the future, there may not be. I'm not 100% sure on that. But there's nothing, there's no overarching plot as was planned with the current story. So I don't want to say no for sure, but not right now. We do have some fun stuff, some just like little, I don't know, kind of side story, kind of not side story type things going on, but that's about it for now.
We can at least maybe tease with the not title per se, but what we've been calling one of the stories we want to work on. Okay, sorry. We were conversing off to make sure we agree on that point. The full napping of Coral Night. That is what we've been calling one of these stories that we want to write. I leave it up to you guys to decide what you think the content is about. No, silence was not the title. Sorry. Next question. How do you organize your outline? Bullet points, multi-tiered lists, bubble graphs, or a mix of notes that you inevitably lose and then find when you're looking for something else in your nest or room? You can go first, babe.
Well, I typically, I say we typically work together. I don't think we have individual stuff, although sometimes we do. I'll put in bullet points in a chapter that I just want to make sure I hit the high level stuff. What we do is typically our most successful and productive times is when the two of us are in the car together on long rides. That's generally enough because we can't use the laptops or any distractions such as that of that nature. So we'll just talk, and Crystal will take notes on her cell phone, and then we'll pull those up as basically as writing prompts. Is really what they do. Sometimes we'll actually write short scenes, paragraphs, sentences, just enough, and then that normally sparks my memory.
Yes, I'd say our car rides to and from Georgia are probably the most productive writing sessions we ever have, and we don't actually even write on them, but they contribute so much to stories that you guys have read. For me, it's the same, right? It's mostly the same. I'm not much of an outliner. I try, but I often will deviate from my outline anyway. That just I've I'm not very good at being structured. Usually, I just kind of wing it with a general understanding of where I'm aimed. But there have been times where I have been going through the notes app thing on my phone and found stuff that I forgot that I took a note of. So, like, there were a lot of scenes that I had scaffolded out and ideaed for myself and took in a note and then lost for the lovey-dovey sequel, The Uncertain Stallion. There was a lot of content there that I lost. Maybe someday I'll find a way to use them or write them in or something, but it was just kind of like, oh, that was a great idea. I wish I had done that. So, but more or less, a lot of it is just we talk and then we immediately kind of write that down or get to that either through note or if we then land wherever we were driving to, then to immediately just go start writing what we talked about.
Yeah, so we'll probably do a lot of that kind of planning on our way to the mountains this coming weekend, and then on our way back, and then while we're there, because again, we've both been kind of more in the mood to write and work on our stuff lately than we have been for a while. I think we're kind of getting a balance. I also think we sort of blew a lot of our creative energy in a very short period of time. Uh, and getting to the end of trials, getting through secrets, Crystal working on all the heroes. I think now we're kind of getting that balance back where it's like, okay, I personally have kind of had like a wellspring of creative energy that I've got a need to get rid of. It's just now I have to just find the energy to meet it. So things like trips are great.
Absolutely, which is why we are kind of excited for this little sabbatical we're going to take to just have no distractions and focus. And also to get a massage because they're wonderful. Anyway, this has probably been asked before. Maybe I've been around when it was answered. But how did this all begin? What creative little bug gave birth to Crystal Wishes and Silent Night? I guess I will start because technically I started writing a little bit of fan fiction in sort of secret. So Ansel and I were watching My Little Pony together, and I was bit by a little bit of a bug of Fluttershy and Fluttercord, I believe it's called, or Disco Shy. And I was doing a little bit of really, really bad writing for that. And I used the moniker Crystal Wishes because of a website where you fill in your name and it gives you your pony name in return. And it gave me Crystal Wishes. I was like, that's super great. He'll never know that's me. And then that year's NaNoWriMo 2014, he was like, hey, we should do some kind of writing together. Well, I was super, super busy with my job, but I was like, well, I'd like to help how I can. He got bitten by the bug of that episode, and I will pause to let him take over because this is his part.
I just I really liked the Luna episode, the very first, the Nightmare Night episode, and I was like, I want to do something with this. And so I kind of came up with a little story about, a guard that was trying to protect her because I was like, why does she have no security? And that's how Silent Night was born. But then I was like, I can't just write that randomly with an OC. It won't even make any sense. And there's no canon guards at the time when we were watching, other than I think Shining Armor, and I don't even know if we were up to that episode at that point. So that's kind of how Silent Night was born, and yeah, and it just kind of went from there because my whole thing was like, well, you can't just jump into the middle of a story, so I had to make a backstory, and then from that, people kind of liked it, and I was really feeling creative, so I just kind of kept writing. And memoirs for about the first half was just sort of like a episode of the week, random, whatever, until about halfway through. Then I started to plan the long term.
And then I used he said, like, well, what do you want your pony to be? And I was like, well, I got this name that I've been kind of using because at that point I admitted that I was writing My Little Pony fan fiction behind his back, sort of. And so I just used Crystal Wishes because I thought it was party. And he continued writing memoirs, and that kind of inspired me. I was like, well, I gotta write the backstory of my pony. She kind of needs a story. And 100 chapters later, ta-da! So that is basically that story. It's a little accidental. One of those things that started very, very small and silly and grew a lot over time. Sorry.
We just never really had any plans.
Yeah, no, like I've talked about this before, but originally Crystal's Wishes was going to be maybe 20 chapters. And for the Velvet Step fans, she was like literally a 1.5 chapter character. And then I wrote that first chapter and I was like, oh, I can't just like get rid of this character. I love her and I can't just like write just a few chapters. Like I just got to keep going. And then I kept going. And I kept going a little too far. But that's okay. What emotion inspires both of you the most when it comes to writing? For example, being filled with joy to the point of wanting to express it, to being upset to the point where you want to vent through the story, etc. You can answer this one first because I know it's easy for you. You don't have emotions.
um, for me, typically lately, it's been I have to be in the mood for something funny. So like I enjoy writing comedy a lot. I know a lot of my stuff isn't comedy, but like I truly, truly enjoy the comedy aspect of it. So I just have to be kind of one, I have to not be tired. That's the biggest thing. Like, so that's not an emotion, but that's just the truth. It's like I can't just be exhausted from work because I can't do my best comedy writing that way. And then two, it's when things kind of go past that, I just kind of have to be in a funny mood. And I have been lately, and some of the stuff that I've planned and written for Sunny, I think is really good, and it's very true to her character, and it's very amusing. And the other fun thing about it is I can also tell a little bit more of Silent Night's story without him actually being included. So like he doesn't feature, or even I don't even know if he's going to have a line in the story, but he's going to be in there a lot more than he thinks he will have been.
For me, I'm a little different from Ansel. I'm an emotional person. If y'all didn't know that yet, well then, how did you not know that yet? I am very emotional. There's a blog post somewhere where I wrote like a little short 1K fic about. Well, actually, there's a lot of examples of this. So there's the little short blog post mini fic about dawn and thunder tumble and the rain, and I just wrote that because it was raining and I really like it made me feel a certain way, so I wanted to turn that into a story. There's the Remember When story, which I wrote about because I was feeling really, really sad about my grandfather. So I definitely do have emotional outpours into stories. And if I'm similar to how he wants to write comedy, sometimes I struggle with writing hopes because we're getting into the whole story has kind of been just a serious kind of fic, and when I've been stressed with work, it's really hard to just want to continue that feeling of weight and heaviness and to carry that forward. So sometimes it's almost a detriment, the fact that I'm an emotional writer, in that I don't want to write because of the emotion necessary for it. So it's a good thing and a bad thing for us sometimes. For me sometimes. For him it doesn't matter. He doesn't have emotions.
I have some emotions, thank you.
Yeah, hungry and tired.
Those are important emotions.
Uh-huh. Next question is, which of you snores the loudest? It's me. Like, let's not beat around the bush. It's me. Which actually, I mean, hey, you're over there. I don't know what you're doing, but sure, we got some people. Some maybe of you may be aware that, and others perhaps not. I am a year from now, it looks like, going to have jaw surgery, and that may relieve the fact that I snore. Because it apparently having a short jaw means I don't have as much airway passageway, and that causes me to snore is also a risk for sleep apnea, so yay! I snore because my mouth is too small. I'm not looking forward to jaw surgery. It's also going to be a very, very long process because I have to have braces before then, so yay! If you guys are going to BronyCon, I'll be a brace face.
These things are true.
I'm so excited. But it also will help with not just aesthetic things, but a lot of medical stuff too. So trying to be excited about that. With Sunny, Soren, and the other pony. Why the other pony? What you got against the other pony, Octi? With Sunny...
The best pony.
With Sunny, Soren, and Azurite, who's the little spoon, who is Big Spoon, and who's the awkward spoon liner between the two spoons?
Well, I mean, we know that Azurite is the littlest spoon in every way, shape, and form. So Sunny is typically the lead pony, although sometimes she wants to be held, but generally Sunny is the lead pony. Soren is an accommodating pony, but Azurite always wants to be little spoon. Littlest spoon, medium spoon, in between spoon. Azurite's back is never unspooned.
That's super cute, and exactly what I would have expected. We've got, I don't think we've yet seen any neighbors from Crystal's and Silent's house. Are they planned? Can you tell us anything about them? And then some who's the da-da-da. I can tell you that I haven't thought a lick about the neighbors.
Yeah, I haven't really spent much thought on the neighbors, to be honest. So the neighborhood has, the houses aren't super close together, but no, we haven't given them much thought.
So yeah, there you go. It's an empty neighborhood. They're all dead.
Wow, that is...
Listen, I've been playing a lot of Divinity. That seems to be the answer to everything. They're all dead.
That's fair. I mean, I can respect that.
Oh, see, that, you know what? Let's pause there, Posted. So Posted said in the lobby, all you know is that they'll all, strangely enough, have connections to existing characters. That is actually an annoyance of mine. To a degree, characters are there's going to be little strange connections. Like, there are some things that I have planned for the next generation where some of them will have paths, there will be some connections, but no, the world is too big for everyone to just end up with everyone else, okay?
Ha! Yeah, I'm bad about that, though, because I like tie-ins, but yeah.
I like occasional tie-ins, but if every single next gen ends up with the other next gen's gens, then you're just gonna have a lot of inbreeding, okay? We gotta get some new genes in the pool, okay?
Well, yeah, but I don't think that's what Posted's talking about. He's talking about our normal tie-ins. You're talking about where the main 6 all have, 6 babies, and then those 6 babies have babies. And, you're talking about flat-out inbreeding where Flutterdash, makes sweet love to his cousin, Flutter Twilight, which, while hot, is inappropriate.
Okay, well, you know what? It's still oh, look, my neighbor. It's actually my mother's best friend. I didn't even know my mother had best friends. And oh my gosh, it's Velvet's uncle on the other side. Now, you know what? No one in the neighborhood is anyone we know. Maybe they have, like you said, the connections to existing characters, but one of them is a donkey.
Donkeys can't afford to live in their neighborhood.
One of them is a donkey. It's canon now.
Yeah, you mean like their house servant.
Wow.
It's Canterlot. What do you expect? It's not Canterless. It's Canterlot.
Oh my god. All right, let's move on. Is there anything that we, the readers and friends, do to help inspire you further? I mean, if we're being honest here, it's not even just comments. Like, it doesn't have to be comments, but like, just people talking about the stories like makes me so excited.
Honestly, yes. Um, I would say so. First of all, I don't believe myself to be some sort of amazing professional level writer. I love when people use that. I'm professional level. Do you get paid? No. Well, anyway, I get the most by people expressing their thoughts, feelings, and ideas about the story. Not everything is going to be something that I can use, but I mean, I've gotten some very useful feedback from Posted, and he and I don't always agree, but like I take everything he says serious, and go back and look. And sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't, but it gets a second look. I consider that very valuable, and there's other people that do that for me too. And I do appreciate when someone just like, I really liked this. Cool, that's fine. I mean, that's great. What's really helpful is I really like this because in this particular scene, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. And that's kind of how I write my feedback, which is why I don't write feedback much because I try to do more than just this is good. But um, I will say when I do share things and people bring up ideas or things I didn't think about or other ways of looking at it, I think it helps me as a writer, and I think it helps the story.
I know that we haven't been putting out as much as we normally do, but it's still, yeah, like someone just recently went through all of Wishes, uh, and left a comment on like almost every chapter, and I feel bad that I wasn't responding to each and every one of them, but it just got me excited again, like seeing them talking about things. And even when they got really angry at one part, it was just nice to, I don't know, it gets me excited when someone else is any kind of emotion about something that I've done. Which isn't to say that you all should go out and be excited about things that we've done, but the question was asked, okay? You want me to lie to you? Oh, just you being here is enough. No, it's not.
Yeah, slugs work for us.
No, I care about you guys or something, whatever. Don't talk to me. Has there been any moment in Divinity where you take a moment and think, what would Crystal/Silent do? Oh. No, no, Divinity is not a land for ponies. I am bloodthirsty Slither. If I cannot put my axe to its face, then I try my fist. There is no sweet Crystal in Divinity. She would not do well here. Like, the first moment she came across someone who is, what? What did I say? Bloodthirsty Slither. Slither.
Her character's name is Slither.
I had to remember what I said. I am not a bloodthirsty slut. Which, I don't remember what anime that was, but it was an anime that we watched. It was where, like, the aliens could control... It was very comedy. It was very comedy and cute and silly. But the aliens were fish people, and they could control humans through water, so they had, like, little water squirt guns. It was super cute. It was largely about fishing. We learned a lot about fishing from it. But one of the characters, one of the aliens, as he was, like, receding from them bashfully, he went, Slither, Slither, Slither. And then as he sat down, 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 down. So now all the time Ansel and I slither, 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 down, 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 down. And thus, when I realized that I was going to make a lizard person, I had to name her Slither. And as I climb things, I go slither, slither, slither. It's great. It's great. Y'all should be so grateful to hear about us playing games. Especially because I think Ansel's playing a game right now.
I'm idly playing a game right now.
No, it's okay. I don't feel abandoned.
Whatevs. You always feel abandoned. Don't judge me. It's an idle game. I'm building a little tower. It's a new version of Sim Tower. It's $5 on Steam, and I doubt I'll play it long, but I'll certainly get $5 worth out of it.
I mean, hey, you know, Edu is suggesting a stream. I mean, we could go back to playing Divinity and just stream it.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
I mean, is that what you guys want?
I mean, we don't really care what you want, but I mean, we're just asking, is that what you guys want?
Can YouTube? Does YouTube care about? No, they do. They do games all the time.
So I say, like, no, they
I was
don't
gonna,
care.
yeah, I was gonna. Okay, all right. Well, that's it. If you got any more questions, drop them. If you're not interested in us playing Divinity, drop. It's welcome to May. May is a sad month. It's been like raining constantly here all the time. It's just really sad. We're just really tired and sad, and we want to play Divinity. So bye.
We will be, oh, okay. All right then.
Let's do it. I mean, I barely announced that this was happening. We didn't do blog posts. This is what y'all get.
Blog posts of the opiate of the masses.
I assume this will work. Eagle, the TLDR of your question. Let me making sure this is the question. Yeah. Okay. The TLDR is that basically NaNoWriMo came around in 2014. Ansel really wanted to write something, and we had been watching My Little Pony prior. He saw the episode with the Luna Eclipsed episode, The Nightmare Night, and he was like, why does Luna have no guards? She has no protection. Maybe it's one of the ghosts or the costume characters. And it just kind of steamrolled from there of the, well, I can't start there. I have to, like, establish the character first. You know, like, I actually care. And it just kind of kept growing from there, because then I was like, well, I gotta give my character a backstory. Does the YouTube stream work? I imagine you guys will hear double, maybe, so you might want to drop out of the voice chat. I actually didn't even check to see if the YouTube was streaming, so I don't know if it's working. I don't know. There. Invite me. Stop playing that other game, scrub.
Yeah, give me a second. Let's go hunt a demon. I think next live event we should take a drawing in advance and have some people to play some party games with.
Oh my god, I cannot hear you over the music. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Mr. Man wants a sweet treat. I gotta go get him a cookie. Of course, there's totally no obligation to watch and whatnot. Like, y'all...
Anyone that doesn't watch is an asshole.
Anyone who doesn't watch is perfectly fine. Okay, I'm gonna let it load up so that Slither can be seen in all her slithery glory, and then I'm gonna get Ansel a snack. 'Cause that's my job. So this is what Ifin is supposed to look like. I redid him because I was allowed to, and I made him pretty because Slither is totally going to romance him. Even though he's tiny. Okay, gonna go get a snack.
Alright, we're gonna go up here and explore these ruins.
Alright, alright.
No.
I was whatever.
Come on, you big lizard.
What did you just attack? Oh, is it because Catural is... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can go on voice activity. I just don't want it picking up you. Oh, did it freeze?
No. Oh, hang on.
Okay, I told it to restart. We'll see if that takes.
Alright, let's go murder some magistrates.
Magisters! Your powers of observation astonish me.
They're hiding from something. Oh, if it needs to be leveled.
Well, the stream apparently that works.
Listen in on this.
A sorceress, as it happens. A master of portals, and a lizard too. She seems unable to escape, thank the divine. But we can't get close enough to bring her down. We chased her clear across the country, and she's left devastation in her wake. We expect a Voidwoken attack here too, at any moment. That, or worse. Well, it's your funeral. Try not to let her use sorcery on you. I'd like to avoid having Voidwoken show up. And do watch out for the lava. That's instant death.
Oh, she's a big lizard. She's a big lizard.
She's not bigger than me.
Oh, she big. here. Why don't you go talk Wizard to her?
I will in just a second. I have one more idea.